Welcome to Ty's Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is September the 12th, 2023, and we're going to be talking about NXT. Before we get to NXT, ladies and gentlemen, we got some updates. It's finally happened. The deal of the merger is official. It's done. And ladies and gentlemen, TKO finally launched. I don't know what that means. I think because they had the WWE headquarters and UFC headquarters. I think they had headquarters. I have no idea. But now they're all together, and now they have their own headquarters together. And now I could tell you guys that Triple H is still head of creative. He is not one of the directors of TKO. Vince McMahon is. And we heard that Triple H doesn't have to run the decisions to Vince McMahon. He only has to do it to Nick Khan. And I think because that was supposed to happen when Vince McMahon retired, and we had this great things that's happening in WWE. And with Brock Lesnar lifting the ring up with a forklift, we got a whole bunch of returns. And then when Vince came back from his retirement, everything just went back down. So I think Nick Khan and Triple H is a good team to make a good WWE. Nobody has been released yet. I'm hoping the Superstars has not been released. I think it might be the Office people that might be released because they're going to have so many UFC Office people and WWE Office people. They had this belt thing that to made it official. They had this TKO belt to officially that the UFC and WWE merge. So that's going to be interesting. We're going to see how different WWE is. I can't say how different UFC is because I don't watch UFC. But we're going to see how different WWE will be when all this is happening. It's only the first day. It's only the first day for NXT. Didn't feel any different. The matches was great, but it didn't feel any different. But we got some updates for Impact Wrestling. Because they're doing their 1,000 episode, it's too big for 1 week. For one night. So they're going to make it 2 weeks. The first, 2 nights. The first night will be this week, and next week will be the second night. So that's going to be interesting to see. Well, ladies and gentlemen, NXT had a lot of things. Not a lot of segments. But we did have Baron Corbin talk about the thing that happened to Von Wagner from Braun Breaker last week on NXT, where his head got crushed. Ladies and gentlemen, it was horrible to see. I don't know if I wanted to see I got the burps. I don't know if I want to see him crush his head. I don't know. Am I happy to see the TV went black? Or I want to see what happened with Von Wagner. I have no idea. I don't know if I'm going to get disgusted or I will be okay. I have no idea. But ladies and gentlemen, Baron Corbin talked about that. He called out Braun Breaker, and then he looked like he was about to cry or be upset. And then he said it was awesome what he did. But Braun Breaker called Baron Corbin idiots. Why? Is because Baron Corbin thinks that Braun did this to get approval of Baron Corbin. But he didn't. He did it for himself. And he didn't say he liked it, he loved it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we had a heated verbal talking between Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker. And ladies and gentlemen, Braun says, we have one more thing to do. You and I at NXT's No Mercy. And ladies and gentlemen, and then they start smacking each other. And then a brawl happened, and then here comes the security guards, And it was official. Braun Breaker will be facing Baron Corbin at No Mercy. Speaking of No Mercy, we found out who will be facing Carmella Hayes for the NXT Championship at No Mercy. We had Dragunov versus Wesley. I thought it was an awesome match. Wesley is amazing. I would love to see this kid do a lot of great things. The guy was a great North American champion. But ladies and gentlemen, the match was great. But the winner of that match was Dragunov. After that elbow thing he does into the back of the head of Wesley. But ladies and gentlemen, and then when Dragunov and Carmella Hayes, they had their stare down. We had Carmella Hayes and Trick Williams in the locker room because we have a match next week, champion versus champion. Carmella Hayes versus Dominic. Trick Williams wants to be in the corner of Carmella Hayes, but he said no. But in the background, we saw Wesley throwing his stuff that's in his locker or cubby in the trash. And then when Carmella Hayes and Trick Williams start talking, Trick Williams stands and look at Wesley throwing his things in the trash. But when he left, he threw his nameplates from that locker or the cubby in the trash. And then we got an interview saying that Wesley is done. He's going home. What does that mean? Is he done with it? And he did not quit. He wasn't like Cora Jade. Cora Jade didn't say she quit either. They just said they're done. That doesn't say they're quitting. They had to say, I quit. Like Jey Uso did. But they didn't say I quit. So, I don't know what happened there. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a 6-man tag team match. We had Drew Gulak, Damon Kemp, and Charlie Dempsey versus, I don't know if I got this guy's name right, Miles Bourne teams up with Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a whole bunch of things happen. And Mr. Bourne saved Paulie Hanley from like getting tumbled down by Drew Gulak or Charlie Dempsey. And then when Brooks Jensen slid in the ring, Bourne just whips his leg and made Brooks Jensen hit his head onto the turnbuckle post. And the winner of that match was Damon Kemp, Drew Gulak, and Charlie Dempsey. And now I guess this Miles guy is going to be on their team because he was already on their team. And I guess he doesn't carry against people waters. Or he proved it so. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Thorpe and T-Bar having their problems. Not T-Bar, Dijak. Eddie Thorpe has an interview, but Eddie Thorpe was at the tree. And he starts whipping it with a belt. I don't know why he was whipping it with a belt. The Schism has a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what's going on with Jagger Raid and Rip Fowler. But they're nowhere to be found. And Joe Gacy and Ava was at the Schism tree. And it's falling apart. Not the tree. I meant the faction is falling apart. I don't know what's going to happen there. But ladies and gentlemen, we have Lara Valkyria will be versing Dana Brooke. And ladies and gentlemen, it was a okay match. I'm not a big fan of Dana Brooke. I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan. Even when she's doing this crazy thing that she's doing, not a big fan of it. But ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that match was Lara Valkyria. She had a handshake. I think Dana Brooke did something. Because she has to go crazy. Oh, man. Dana Brooke. You can get yourself kicked in the head. Then we had Tyler Bate versus Axiom in the Group A tournament for the Heritage Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, I thought it was a pretty decent match for both of these guys. But the winner of that match is Tyler Bate. He won 2 points. I think it's 2 points, right? When you get a pinfall? Right? You get 2 points? I don't know how these rules work anymore. But ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Bate gets the win. He gets points on the board. Good job for Tyler Bate. This is his first match He never, because he had a problem with Dabba-Kato last week, and so he couldn't be in his first tournament match, and now he has one, and he has points. We had the Creed brothers versus Edris and Malik Blade. While this match was happening, we got Humberto and Angel on the balcony watching this match. The winner of that match was the Creed brothers. I thought Malik Blade and Edris and Nuffy did a really good job here. But the Creed brothers won the match. And then here comes Tank Ledger and Hank Walker on where the ramp is. Looks like they want a piece of the Creed brothers until they got attacked by Prince and Nima with Reggie watching this, and the referees got rid of them. So I don't know what's going on with that. I thought it was the Authors of Pain, but it was not them. They didn't make the return yet. I'm guessing the returns are making it back, coming back, because they were on a freezing of making the returns because of Vince McMahon, I guess. I don't know. But now Nia Jax makes her return. We could see more returns, maybe. Who knows? Because Nia Jax, they said Nia Jax was like the first one got rehired or signed a contract before, I guess, before Akam and Razor, but has not made a return until now, until last night. So I don't know what's going to happen there. We got Nathan Frazier will be versing Akira Tozawa in the Group B of the tournament, and ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that match was Nathan Frazier. I think they cut this match short because of the main event. The main event, we have Becky Lynch versus Tiffany Stratton for the NXT Women's Championship. And ladies and gentlemen, Tiffany Stratton did a hell of a job. Becky Lynch did a hell of a job. Becky Lynch did not break the announce table. She tried to do like a leg drop from the barricade to the announce table. Announce table was too strong. So at least she didn't try doing it again. Again, she just throws her back in the ring. But I thought it was a pretty decent match. Tiffany Stratton tried to do the prettiest moonsault, and then Becky moved out of the way, and then Tiffany Stratton rolls backwards, and then she got manhandle slam. 1, 2, 3, and your new NXT Women's Champion, Becky Lynch. Is she a Grand Slam champion now because she won all 3 brands championship? The Raw Women's Championship, the SmackDown Women's Championship, now the NXT Women's Championship. She did win the Women's Tag Team titles. Is she a Grand Slam champion now, or she was already a Grand Slam champion because she won all the main roster titles? I have no idea. But she could be one of the 4 horsewomen: Charlotte Flair, Bayley, Sasha Banks, and now her. Won every single title in the WWE of the women's division. They won the NXT, they won the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship, and they won the women's tag team titles. Becky didn't win one thing. She did win the Royal Rumble, but she did not win the Money in the Bank. Charlotte Flair did not win the Money in the Bank either. Bayley has not won the Royal Rumble. Sasha Banks has not won the Money in the Bank or the Royal Rumble. But I think that's the end for Sasha Banks until if she wants to come back to WWE. But Charlotte Flair, Bayley, and Becky Lynch, they could win their last things maybe next year. Maybe the Royal Rumble, Bayley or Charlotte Flair could win the Royal Rumble. No, never mind. I mean Bayley only. Bayley never won the Royal Rumble. Charlotte has won the Royal Rumble. She has not won the Money in the Bank briefcase. And Becky has won the Money in the Bank. No, she did not win the Money in the Bank. She won the Royal Rumble. So next year, maybe she will win the Money in the Bank. Or Charlotte Flair. And Bayley could win this year's Royal Rumble. I have no idea who's going to win this year's Royal Rumble in the women's side. I have no idea. Even the men's. Who deserves a main event WrestleMania shot of 2023? People are going to say LA Knight. LA Knight is starting his push. We don't know how long this push is going to be. He might win the United States title. Well, that's it, maybe. Or maybe he could win the tag team titles as well. But I don't know he's going to win the Royal Rumble match. They need a really top guy. I can't say Jay or Jimmy because they're going to face each other at WrestleMania. So I have no idea who's going to win the Royal Rumble. And who's going to be in it. Will more returns going to be happening on the Royal Rumble? But when the Royal Rumble happens, that's like a one-night only thing. But when they do it, when they make the return like on a different pay-per-view, or a Raw or a SmackDown or NXT, that means they're here. That means they sign a contract. But in the Royal Rumble is a one-night thing, just like Carlito. They said that he signed, but we haven't seen him on TV yet. But they said Akam and Rezar, but they weren't in the Royal Rumble for this year. So they could come to Raw and SmackDown. I'm hoping they don't come on the Royal Rumble and it's only a one-night only thing. So, let's hope not. That's all for me today. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys tomorrow for AEW results. That's all for me today. Tyler Zell. See you guys. Bye-bye.